So in this video, we'll look at what is design thinking and how we can use design thinking in evaluation of different business ideas. So design thinking are certain tools which help us think like a designer, and we can use these tools to analyze different problems, business problems or other problems, and they act as a guideline for us to think. There's no such formal definition to design thinking, but there are certain strategies or ways which we can use to think like a designer. So in this video, we'll look how we can use design thinking to evaluate different business ideas. So the first one or the broader heads of design thinking is desirability. So is the product or the service or the idea that we are thinking to develop, is it desired? And when we talk about desirability, it's about the external market, not us, because everyone likes their own ideas, right? Or even your friends or family will like your idea, but it's more about the external world, whether your customers or general people for whom you are trying to design this, do they also desire the idea that you are trying to accomplish? So you might think that this is a common sense, or people would use this lens before designing anything, before starting any idea. But this is by far the number one reason why most of the ideas or startups or businesses fail, because they don't look at their idea from this lens. They just think of something and then they just start building it. So please make sure that the idea is desirable. Second point or second lens that you have to look at is the feasibility lens, which means that the idea which you have decided is feasible also. It should not be that to make it's so difficult, or there's no such technology, or there's too much money required that you won't be able to make it. So like idea like maybe going to moon or stop aging, right? These are maybe desirable by a lot of people, but again, to make such an idea, to make it come to life is very difficult, and you won't be able to make it. So sometimes we overestimate our abilities, but we have to be sure that this idea falls within our range, right? So this is the second lens. Now the third lens is the viability lens. So maybe you found an idea which is required or demanded or needed by a lot of people, so it's desirable. Then it is also feasible that you can do it. Maybe does not cost too much money, does not require too much technology or too much people, so it's feasible. But then the third part or the third lens, which is the viability, which talks about the economic sense, the revenue, the profit, right? And how much money can you earn, that is also very important. So one example of this is, there was a company called Vine, which used to make small videos, right? It was very popular, so hence it was desirable. It was feasible, it was created, hence it was feasible, but again it got shut down. Why? Because it was not viable, right? Maybe the revenue was not much, maybe the profit was not good. I've not gotten into details, but see, if even if the two pillars, they fall into like they are ticked, but the third pillar of viability is not there, then eventually your idea will fail. So always look at idea from a viability lens as well before we start working on any idea. So yeah, I think this is it. These three broader lenses of feasibility, desirability, and viability. You should look at your ideas, analyze these ideas under these broad heads, and if there is an idea which is okay or false or is eligible in all these three heads, you should go ahead and try to start it and try to work on it, right? So yeah, I think this is it. So I would advise you to yourself try and implement this design thinking on any idea, business idea or other idea, or in your company, etc., outside anywhere you are seeing, and see how it works for you. Okay, thanks. Any question, please leave in the comments. Thank you.